Emily Carter, a 24-year-old restaurant manager, thrived on routine. From running a tight ship at Amber's Diner to enjoying quiet evenings with her boyfriend Daniel, she was the epitome of independence and resilience. But when an unexpected face from her past reappeared, Emily's life turned into a game of wits, where her sharp mind would be the only thing keeping her and Daniel alive. It was a typical Friday night at Amber's Diner. Emily moved through the chaos with ease, checking orders, calming disgruntled customers, and encouraging her team. Amidst the rush, Daniel, her boyfriend, walked in, taking his usual seat at the bar. But as Emily glanced across the room, her eyes locked onto someone she hadn't seen in years, Jake, her ex-boyfriend. He sat at a corner table, his hood pulled low. Emily's heart skipped a beat. Jake wasn't just her ex. He was a dangerous man who'd made her life a nightmare until she left him. "What are you doing here, Jake?" Emily asked, her tone firm. "I heard you were doing well. Thought I'd see it for myself," he replied, his eyes glancing briefly toward Daniel. Emily felt a knot form in her stomach. Jake's presence wasn't coincidental. He had an agenda. As he walked out, he left behind a receipt with a scrawled message. "You can't protect him." Emily couldn't ignore the warning. She decided to act before things spiraled out of control. She began piecing together clues, starting with Jake's sudden appearance. Checking the diner's security footage, she noticed Jake hadn't come alone. A man wearing a delivery uniform had entered minutes before him, leaving a suspicious package in the storage room. Emily's mind raced. She knew Jake well enough to recognize his patterns. He never worked alone, and he always had a plan. Emily asked Daniel to stay in the dining area while she inspected the storage room. Among the supplies, she found the package, a plain brown box with no return address. Carefully, she opened it, revealing a small device inside, a phone wired to a strange contraption. Her breath caught. It wasn't just a package, it was a homemade explosive. Jake's note suddenly made sense. The target wasn't her, it was Daniel. Emily knew she had to act fast but smart. Panicking would alert Jake and his accomplice, who were likely watching. She quickly shut down the restaurant, citing a gas leak, and ensured the customers and staff left safely. Daniel tried to protest, but Emily's sharp tone silenced him. Once the diner was empty, Emily called the police, carefully explaining the situation. But Jake was always one step ahead. Moments later, her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "I see you called for help." Bad move. Emily realized she needed to think like Jake. She knew he thrived on control and intimidation. Using the diner's security cameras, she pinpointed his location, a car parked down the street. Jake's accomplice was likely inside, monitoring the situation. Emily quickly crafted a plan. She texted Jake from her phone. "You win. I'll meet you in the alley to talk. Just me." Then she used the restaurant's system to override the lights in the alley, plunging it into darkness. As Jake approached, Emily activated a silent alarm she had installed for emergencies. Within minutes, the police arrived, surrounding Jake and his accomplice before they could react. With Jake and his accomplice in custody, the truth came out. Jake had been tracking Emily for months, harboring resentment after their breakup. His plan was to scare her by targeting Daniel, believing it would force Emily back into his life. The explosive device was non-lethal, designed to cause a scene rather than harm, but Emily knew that with Jake, the line between threats and action was dangerously thin. Emily sat with Daniel in the quiet diner, her hands trembling from the adrenaline. "You saved us," Daniel said, his voice filled with awe. "I just did what I had to," Emily replied. But deep down, she knew her sharp instincts and quick thinking had made all the difference. The diner returned to normal the following week, but Emily had learned a valuable lesson. Strength isn't just about surviving, It's about outsmarting the dangers that threaten the people you love. Life doesn't always come with warnings, but sometimes the sharpest weapon you have is your mind.